This month in the past.
May 1st, 1956, Johnny Cash released I Walk the Line, his first #1 on the Billboard country charts. The now iconic single remained on the charts for over 43 weeks and peaked at number 17 on the US pop charts. May 2nd, in the year 1991, Nirvana began recording their sophomore album, Nevermind, at Southern California's Sound City Studios. In 1972, the Rolling Stones kicked off their record-breaking North American tour at Vancouver's Pacific Coliseum. May 3rd, in 2012, 47-year-old rapper and Beastie Boys co-founder, MCA, died of parotid cancer. With the Beastie Boys, MCA released 7 platinum-selling albums between 1986 and 2004. While the trio became the 3rd rap group to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 1973, David Bowie scored his first chart-topping album in the UK with Aladdin Sane. In 1973, Paul Simon embarked on his first solo tour. Following the disbandment of Simon and Garfunkel and the release of his 3rd album, There Goes Rhymin' Simon. On this day in music, May 8, 1970, the Beatles released their 12th and final album, Let It Be, nearly a month after their disbandment. In 1966, the Doors auditioned for the position of house band for West Hollywood's Whiskey A Go Go. It was there that Elektra Records president Jack Holzman and producer Paul A. Rothchild saw the band perform twice before signing them to the label in August 1966. On this day in music, May 10, 1985, the Go-Go's announced their disbandment. Broadly considered to be the most successful all-female rock band ever, the Go-Go's formed in Los Angeles in 1978, rising from the city's underground punk scene. In 1967, the Bee Gees made their debut on British TV, appearing on Top of the Pops. The Australian brothers, who had recently finished recording their first international album, Bee Gees First, performed New York Mining Disaster. They would go on to play the show nearly 90 times. In 1967, the Jimi Hendrix Experience released their debut album, Are You Experienced, in the UK, broadly regarded as one of the greatest albums of all time. In 1967, the Supremes scored their 10th #1 single in the US with The Happening, the theme song to the 1967 film of the same name. It was the final single under the name The Supremes, as the group changed their name to Diana Ross and the Supremes before their next release. In 2000, 60-year-old Tom Jones' 34th album, Reload, topped the UK album chart, making him the oldest singer to earn a #1 album with new material in Britain. In 1965, Bob Dylan scored his first top 40 hit in the US with Subterranean Homesick Blues, the song, which served as the lead single off his 5th studio album, Bringing It All Back Home. On this day in music, May 16, 1966, the Beach Boys released their 11th studio album, Pet Sounds, written, produced, and arranged primarily by Brian Wilson. In 1975, Elton John made history with his 9th album, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. The highly anticipated LP became the first to be certified gold before its release. In 1993, Janet Jackson set new first-week sales records with her 5th studio album, Janet. In 1990, Madonna scored her 8th #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with Vogue, inspired by New York's underground voguing dance scene. In 2007, with their heavy metal anthem, Hallelujah, Lordi became the first Finnish act to win the Eurovision Song Contest. On this day in music, May 21, 1971, Marvin Gaye released his celebrated 11th studio album, What's Going On? In 1993, Swedish pop group Ace of Base scored their first #1 hit in the UK with All That She Wants. The song also topped the charts in more than 10 countries. On this day in music, May 23, 2000, Eminem released his groundbreaking 3rd album, the Marshall Mathers LP. In 1997, with their debut Spice, the Spice Girls became the 3rd all-female act in US history to top the Billboard 200. The British group followed a path paved by the Supremes and, later, the Go-Go's. In 1997, Elvis Presley was named the world's best-selling posthumous artist, 20 years after his death. In 1990, for the first time in U.S. chart history, female artists held the top 5 spots on the Billboard Hot 100. Madonna's Vogue topped the chart, followed by Heart, Sinead O'Connor, Wilson Phillips, and Janet Jackson. In 1977, the Sex Pistols released their controversial yet iconic punk anthem, God Save the Queen, released just in time for Queen Elizabeth I's Silver Jubilee celebrations. On this day in music, May 28, 2000, Britney Spears proved her star power when her sophomore album, Oops, I Did It Again debuted at the top of the Billboard 200 and quickly became the fastest-selling LP by a female solo artist in chart history. On this day in music, May 29, 1942, Bing Crosby recorded White Christmas with the John Scott Trotter Orchestra and the Ken Darby Singers. In under 20 minutes, the crooner made holiday magic and music history. In 1969, supergroup Crosby, Stills, and Nash released their self-titled debut. The album, which featured the top 40 hits Marrakesh Express and Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. In 1987, David Bowie kicked off his Glass Spider Tour, while setting new standards for stage design. In 1998, Jerry Halliwell aka Ginger Spice announced that she was leaving the Spice Girls, citing exhaustion. Despite days of scrutiny and speculation by the media, fans around the globe were left stunned by the news. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. It means a lot for me and the team. And like always, don't forget to hit the like button and to leave a comment, and don't miss our next video dedicated to events that happened in history in the month of May. May the love be with you.